there's huge outrage and uproar after the Supreme Court accepted a definition of the Aravali's that talks about hills that are 100 meters high and areas around them being protected. This has raised a lot of concerns all the way from Gurugram to Udaipur. There have been protests. Citizens are up on their feet because they feel this will now open up the Aravali's for further development, for mining, for developmental projects. And this is a huge buffer. Remember, the Aravali's is one of the oldest mountain ranges. It is a buffer between the Thar Desert and the north of India. It spreads all the way from Haryana all the way to Gujarat, to Rajasthan as well. And there are major concerns among citizens that this will now allow forests to be removed. It will allow various companies to come in and develop the Aravali's. The government claims that this is not true, that this is merely a definition that was established by the Rajasthan government way back in 2006, and that is the definition that is being used to uniformly apply to the Aravali's that crisscrosses across various states so that there's one uniform definition. But activists and public are very, very concerned about what this now means, what the implications will be, and they're asking why not declare the entire Aravali range and region as a protected area so as to stop any possibility of development and mining in this area. We come to you from the Aravali Biodiversity Park, and as you can see here, these are beautiful forests. This is all trees that are found only in the Aravali's, trees and plants, and this has been a citizens' effort. This used to be a quarry site, and the citizens of Gurgaon, in fact, came together to protect this area and establish this beautiful park right in the heart of the city. Even now, though there are threats to this park, there's a push to actually run a road through it, and the citizens have been fighting on various fronts. There is also the Mangarbani forest between Gurgaon and Faridabad that citizens have been fighting for. But now, this is the biggest fight if the Supreme Court has accepted this definition, and they definitely want a relook. They want the government to declare this entire area as protected forest, as a protected region. Well, to talk more about this, I'm joined by citizens who've been very active on this front, and I'd like to go first to Mr. M.D. Sinha, someone who has worked in the forest department and understands these issues very, very clearly. The government saying that this is just about, a definition that was there by the Rajasthan government that has now been accepted. All of you want that this entire region should be declared a protected area, the Aravali range. What is the issue really, and what is it that you are concerned about? If you could just tell us.
See, the issue of the Aravali protection has been since the 1980s, when the excessive mining in Gurgaon, Faridabad and Alwar, especially in Faridabad, completely destroyed the water table. See, the best quality silica, sand and material is found in the low hills. The higher hills do not have good quality material because they are mostly basalt and gneisses. So this entire rigmarole of or the contention that the low hills need not be protected is because the best mining material is found there. In 1992, the government of India came up with the famous Aravali notification, which identified the landforms, the Gair Mumkin Pahad. Now, the Gair Mumkin Pahad, revenue records have recorded these hills as Gair Mumkin Pahad for the last 400 years. The committee's report submitted before the Supreme Court of India itself states that there is complete cultural understanding of what constitutes the Aravali's in all these 4 states. There was no need to come up with a definition. We have not defined the Himalayas. Are we going to define the Ganges and the Vindhyas tomorrow? If the Shivaliks is less than 1,000 meters, it will stop being Shivaliks. So these are, you don't know whether you want to laugh or cry over it, but these are basically the court need not have gone into it at all. The 1992 notification very well takes care of the entire definition of the Aravali issue. If you want to, and today the issue is that though the court's order is only related to mining, it will be extended to real estate. The real mover in Gurgaon, Faridabad and in the outskirts of Jaipur and the towns is real estate development. So as of now, roughly 25% of the Aravali's would be covered under the various forest laws. So those are inviolate because to divert any of these areas requires due process of law. It can be done, but it's difficult to do. The rest of the 80% is free, and the only thing that protects it right now is the deemed forest orders of the Supreme Court. Now, if you view this in context to the recent FCA amendment done by the government, which removes the entire category of deemed forest, that will allow the entire 70-80% of the hills open for mining or real estate development. I am not saying heavens will fall in a single day. But the question is that if you do, we were talking about Mangar. Mangar itself, if you remove the concept of the deemed forest, will release 4,000 acres to the people who own it, largely very big people. That alone is worth 40,000 crores. So a single village can unlock values too. We are talking about large amounts of money here.
Absolutely, and this comes at a time when we're also talking about pollution. Remember, the AQI has been very high, and these forests of the Aravlis, of Mangarbani, they act as sinks and they absorb, some of that pollution, that carbon, and they also help, they're the green lungs, as we call it, Dr. Sarika. You're also somebody who's been very active on this front, and, the government claiming that, no, this is not true, that 90% of Aravlis will remain protected. Your concern?
The problem is the government has continued to be after the Aravalis, whether it was the earlier government or the present one. Now, in the last several years, we have had to literally hold them back, push them back, because this Aravali Biodiversity Park where we are standing in, they wanted to build a road through it. They wanted to allow construction through it. This is only the citizens' movement that are stopping them from doing so. And similarly, they had the Punjab Land Preservation Act amendment that they did in 2019, which all of us protested. We created an Aravali Bachao movement. Fortunately for us, at that time, the Supreme Court took a suo motu cognizance and put a stay on that. Despite that, the government went ahead and notified it, and there is a gazette that has been passed. So the moment the Supreme Court protection is gone, the Aravalis will be open for construction. And now they have come up with a new definition, 100 meters. You know that the minister is makes me laugh, and actually he said, Mr. Sinha said, he makes you want to cry, because out of the 1,17,000 hills, only 1,048 are 100 meters. Everything else is going to be 92% of it is just going to be open for construction, mining, farms, projects, everything. The point is, I never seem to understand how much money does anyone need. Are we going to destroy the future of our generations and create a desert from all the way from Rajasthan into NCR? Already NCR is dealing with AQI 700 plus. As a medical doctor, I see people, normal people. I am one of them. I need to take an inhaler every morning because I cannot function in this air quality. And the government has put in thousands and thousands of air purifiers in their offices and their houses at our taxpayers' money. They don't mind because they are living inside oxygen chambers. But all of us, the normal citizens, cannot afford an air purifier. And these are the natural lungs of for the people of India, which are going to be destroyed by this notification. And I urge the Supreme Court to please take this back.
All right. Vijay, as somebody, and we've of course spoken so many times in the past, you've been on NDTV so many times, and you worked so hard to regenerate forests, this particular park as well. You've been a big part of it. So your comments on what the government is now doing, as I said, there have been protests from Gurugram all the way till Udaipur as well, and it's great to see the citizens very aware and outraged over any possibility that the Aravlis could be opened up for development.
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes to my mind is that I'm so happy that people are coming together for a common cause, and the cause is to save the Aravlis. And Aravlis are lifeline for cities and the rural areas and the landscape itself. So that is very, very significant for me because, lately people were not coming out to talk about the concerns, environmental concerns in the country. So that's a significant one. In case of Aravlis, because the case is of mining, the issue is of mining. However, there is a stance.
The case before the Supreme Court is related to mining. That's what the Supreme Court is hearing.
Absolutely. But somehow there is, as Sarika has been talking about, there has been efforts by subsequent governments to dilute the protection given to the Aravlis. Be it Aravali notification of 1992, where, as Sinha Saab has mentioned, all the Patwaris have record about what is a Aravali, what qualifies in the revenue records as Aravali, and therefore the protection should be provided to them. So I don't know why this extension has been taken, what are the motives behind them, and clearly Minister has come up with such a good feeling press conference where he is comforting everybody that they want to save the Aravali's. We are also wanting to save the Aravali's. Just give us the data as to FSI's 3-degree angle and 100-meter buffer versus 100-meter and above criteria, where 100-meter and above is 1,048 hills of 1,18,000 hills only in Rajasthan. So, so give us the comparison. I think
If you could just explain, because everybody doesn't understand this. So you're saying the Forest Survey of India has done a study, and their definition of what qualifies as a part of the Aravali range is something very different. It talks about a slope, and that is their definition, and that is the definition you feel should be accepted.
Absolutely. Firstly, why we need to define Aravali's? Because under notification of Aravali's 1992, it's already settled that these are the Aravali's, and these are the Aravali Khasra numbers, up to Khasra numbers. Revenue record has Khasra numbers. It's already decided on that. So why we are doing it? Because for the mining purpose. Now in the mining criteria, Rajasthan is hell-bent about 100-meter criteria, that anything below 100 meter they can mine, not above 100 meter, and there has been ambiguity even in that, and there has been a lot of illegal mining going on in Alwar district. For instance, it is a hub of illegal mining, was at least till very recently. Yeah. So there has to be clarity which has to come out. So courts FSI has come up with one criteria of defining it, which is a 3-degree slope and a 100-meter buffer, which looks at the slope of the hill and the 100-meter buffer along with it, which gives you the whole, the gamut of Aravali's. Now, Aravali's, if you look at the hill structure, you can go 3 kilometers deep and still Aravali rock. So, I mean, what are we saying? You know, if minister is saying that, okay, jitna pahadi ka base hoga, utna Aravali hogi, to Aravali to Haridwar ke niche bhi hai. You dig in Haridwar today, you will get Aravali rocks under them. Yeah, because it has gone with the Indian plate going under Eurasian plate, the Aravali's have also gone in. So I think it needs more scientific understanding and more comparison as to if we are collectively standing for protecting Aravali's, then what is the FSI criteria, which is 3 degrees and 100 meters, versus this 100-meter criteria, how much area we are protecting, because we have beautiful wildlife there, we have forests there. These are our reservoirs for water, groundwater recharge, rivers.
Streams emanate from it.
As Sarika is saying, our oxygen comes from here, our pollution sink, all these places. You know, they are very, very important. They become much more significant because here the life exists on Aravali's. So I think that there has to be MOEF reports out. They should ask FSI to release the documents and say that, okay, if we do this much area is protected. If we do this 100-meter criteria, this much area is protected. And therefore we are taking this call based on this. Unfortunately, I think there is a possibility of opening the Aravali's for real estate, and that's a big problem for anybody and everybody who lives in NCR.
Right, absolutely, and especially for future generations. And Sangeeta, you're somebody who works with a lot of children, and you know you've rallied them, and it's always lovely to see when you come out and the children holding posters. And now as well, there's been a lot of agitation over this. And if you could, the concerns, the government says they are going to allow some form of legal mining, and that is the whole issue that around which this is based, because that's what is before the Supreme Court. For the moment, there's a moratorium, I think, on any sort of mining taking place.
Yeah, that's, as you said, we worked with a lot of schools, and as Sarika also mentioned, we had brought 5,000 children to this area because they were planning to put a road through this, and we knew that this area would be absolutely destruction. There would be destruction of this whole wildlife, because in the last few years after the forestation has happened, the birds and butterflies, the animals have come back, and because these are all native trees. So basically this was a fear, and that's why we had stopped the road. Considering what is happening, I think all the statistics have been given by my esteemed colleagues, and over here we are just saying that please be simple, come out with your facts, let the people see, because right now there is a lot of ambiguity in your statements, and it is that under the guise of ambiguity a lot of stuff can happen. Mining is still going on, there are records, there are hills are being blown up total. We have records of those too, we have videos of those. So what are you talking about? I mean, and you talk about AQI is not not only stopping X amount of tandoor or, and saying somebody even had the gall to say that AQI is not linked to lung disease. I mean, how can you even say that? A doctor like Naresh Trehan has said that when he does a bypass, when he does an open heart, when he opens and he sees the lungs, he can easily make out whether this person has been staying in Delhi NCR or he's been staying somewhere else. So what more proof do you want with a very clear lungs that you have? And so I think we need to concentrate on AQI issues, not on adding to the problems, finding solutions, getting last mile connectivity, talking about growing more trees, not cutting down so mindlessly. You are not looking at solutions at all. Traffic is haywire, roads are pothole free, lots of potholes, and so let's concentrate on better things. Like this rewilding and this reforesting is so beautiful. Why don't you do more of this?
Right.
Why to add to the AQI? So my
yes.
views are that.
You've also been active with I'm Gurgaon. If you could tell us a bit about yourself and about your journey with the organization.
Yeah, my name is Jyoti Raghavan and I have been associated with Aravali Bachao Citizens Movement. But today, we have been actively trying to protect the Aravali since last 7 years. We have been working on ground, filing petitions in NGT, and now, we are also planning to file a case in the Supreme Court against this. But, I have gone, despite mining being illegal, I have gone to collect evidence for our cases, and I have seen firsthand the level of mining that is still taking place around Nu and Manesar. I have records of it, and I worry if it becomes legal, what's going to happen. And I also stand here as someone who has lived in Delhi NCR for 45 years. And I agree that the government needs to sell the dream of development. But the level of destruction I have seen in the last 1 decade, Gargi, it is unprecedented. I have been going to walks into the forest, and right in front of my eyes, the decline I have seen of wildlife. Whenever we are measuring the impact of any such decision, it is always in terms of, how it is going to impact the humans. Nobody is bothered about its impact on the wildlife and the biodiversity. That is all, that is relegated somewhere in the background. But I have, with my own eyes, earlier, whenever I used to go, there would be flocks of peacocks, there would be a herd of nilgai darting across. Everything. There would be a huge variety of birds everywhere, hornbills, orioles, peacocks. And now when I go, I just barely spot a few of them here and there. Migratory birds there's been a huge decline in the arrival of migratory birds because of the pollution, and because they don't have any spots. There are no water bodies left for them to land upon. So and also it's I started off 10 years ago. I got struck with rhinitis, and it has progressed into asthma this year, and I cannot survive a day without this inhaler anymore. So this pollution, lung diseases and pollution, here's the proof. There is a huge connection.
The Supreme Court perhaps to accept a different definition, and the demand really is that the entire Aravali range should be declared as protected. It should not be opened up to any sort of development, though there is a need for some kind of legal mining, of course, for construction activities. But that really is the heart of the matter. That is the case that is before the Supreme Court. So hopefully citizens' voices will be heard at the highest echelons of power. Well, that's it from me, Gargi Rawat here and in the Aravali Biodiversity Park in Gurugram.